Hey everybody, we are out here with Rosemary again, so she'll probably be running around making noise. So today we're going to review The Girl with All the Gifts from 2016, I believe. It is showing on Netflix. I was aware of this movie for quite a while. It's kind of been on my radar and I never got around to watching it. It's kind of reappeared on Netflix, kind of at the top of their list, probably because it has virus, pandemic sort of subtext to it. So if you don't know, it is a kind of a neo-zombie movie, probably most closely related to well, if you compare Let the Right One In to kind of the overused genre of vampire movie, then The Girl with All the Gifts is kind of the same thing for zombie movies, because obviously zombie stuff has been done to death. So this one starts out, and I won't get into spoilers, once again no spoilers, I'll just give you kind of the basic premise and then a few thoughts on it. The basic thing, when it starts out, you've got this, looks like an institute or a facility. Obviously there's military there, almost like a prison where you've got like a hallway and you've got numbered cells. You meet your main character, Melanie. She appears to be about 9 or 10, and she is wheeled out in a wheelchair along with all these other kids of similar age and brought into a classroom. And each one of them has a space on the floor with their number, and they're all, you know, shackled into their wheelchairs, and their heads are shackled down, and all the guards are, you know, holding their guns on them, and everybody's got a whole level of like angst around these kids, and you're kind of wondering what's going on. Well, of course we already talked about it, that they are kind of zombies, but they're sentient. They can obviously think, they can learn, they can talk, but everyone's afraid of them being violent as well and being dangerous. So pretty quickly we discover some other main characters here. So you have a teacher that's a woman that seems to be very sympathetic to these kids. Sit. Pretty soon you meet Glenn Close's character, and she seems to be some sort of a head of the facility. You're not sure exactly what, but she is involved in some research on these kid/zombies. Very quickly, some things go very sideways, and this is where I won't really spoil it, and the whole path of the movie changes. And really, for me, that's where it gets, well, it does two things. It starts out very interesting and different, and then when it changes, I think, oh, this is going to be like just normal zombie movie. It's doing all the things that normal zombie movies do. But then at about the halfway point, and especially the last third of the film, it really changes quite a bit and becomes very unique and more epic than I thought it would be. It's a pretty low budget independent zombie movie, but the level of kind of epic apocalyptic stuff that happens towards the end surprised me, and it's really well done and unique in some ways. And for anyone who's ever watched the movie, in some ways this movie is kind of similar to Day of the Triffids, of all things. That could be a bit of a spoiler, but I'm guessing most people out there haven't seen Day of the Triffids, so if you haven't, there's going to be some surprising directions that this zombie movie goes. I would say it's probably a good solid 4-star movie. Definitely great for the genre to be something different. It's kept from being a 5-star in the fact that it isn't, it has a few things that don't quite work. There are some kid zombies towards the end of the movie that are pretty cool, but also kind of verge on funny in the aspect that they're almost a little too cartoonish. I do like what they're doing, but the way it's done is not quite, doesn't quite work for me tonally. But that's not enough to really derail the movie. And there's so many other things that are really cool, especially some stuff about how zombies change towards the end of the movie in a way that I'm not going to reveal, that I really, really liked and gave a whole new thing that I'd never seen in a zombie movie before. So I appreciated that quite a bit. Netflix, The Girl with All the Gifts. I would say it's worth checking out, especially if you're into horror or zombie movies. Not super duper violent, but you know, zombie violence. Nothing worse than you'd see on The Walking Dead. So enjoy that, and we'll talk to you tomorrow with some more movie picks. Rosemary, you sure are being noisy.